guys, this is Rex Arthur, and this is the Rex Arthur Show. And today we are gonna discuss about LGBT persons and the family. And we just want to talk, how do you relate to your family members who are not LGBT? You know, very many of us are born in families that are heteronormative or closeted. We don't know, we don't want to judge. And we don't know how most of the times they react in very many ways, and the reactions are very negative. So we just want to discuss about relationships, because I remember family relationships, because I remember a friend of mine posted on Facebook how he is gay and he relates with all males, both straight and gay. And it was a very nice statement, and it made me think, actually, all males are the same, but they're at the same time males are different. And some males are gay, some males are straight, and some males are bi. And then some males are also transgender. They were assigned female and then they became male. So all of those are males. And all of those people, of course, people, they wrote and gave their comments and stuff. But I went deeper to in the issue, because I was trying to think, how does a straight father relate to their gay son, or bi son, or trans son? And vice versa. How does a lesbian relate to her mother? And sometimes it's good. And I ended the whole comment saying that we need to do a psychological study on these relationships, especially for those who are already out in their family setups, because there are some majority of LGBT persons around the world are still they have not come out to their family or folks, and some of them they don't live with them and they don't stay with them. Others, they still do, or they know them, they are like that. So all of those things are there. So relationships, and sometimes when most of the times when you don't understand your LGBT kid, you end up treating them in a way that draws them away from you as a parent. And even the LGBT kid sometimes will also have relationship issues with their parent that may make the parent feel like, no, I don't want to relate to such a kid because I don't think he's my son or she's my daughter. That's the thing that happens. And sometimes you can't blame it on your parents or the family or your siblings, because even siblings, there are some siblings who don't like the fact that you're gay, or you're a trans, or you're a lesbian, or you're bisexual, let alone intersex. So all of these affect relationships, and maybe that's why many people don't see the need to come out. But I prefer coming out, because it saves a lot of questions people ask. Of course, it can get chaotic sometimes from experience, but at least you have to be open about it with your people, because so it is good to be open to all your people, your family members. In my view, it's good, though it can be very hard, and in some cases you may be separated from your family, even emotionally, because of their misunderstanding of who you are. But there is hope, and the hope is when we have a holistic system in a nation or in a country or in a continent or in the whole world, we'll be able to, whereby everybody is educated, that people are different. May not necessarily, of course, I'm trying to talk from the cultural setting I'm used to in Africa. And sometimes you see in Africa, they always say, whenever they just see the word homosexual or they see two men, there was even in a very interesting story from Kenya where they were showing, they had to bring down cartoons that they said were depicting gay unions and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, they would feel like you're intruding in their space. And what I would say is that, no, how you can deal with it in very many ways. You can just educate people that people are different, because these children, they may not watch the cartoons. You're trying to make them not watch cartoons, but they go to school where they see trans kids, kids who they act a different sex than they are. So what are you going to do? Are you going to tell the school to remove all the trans kids out of the school? You see, that's the problem I had with that guy who was doing that, because there was nothing. Okay, you remove the cartoons. What are you going to do? What about the kids who are like that? Are you also going to remove them from school and put them in special schools? There was even a time in England whereby they also they had an idea of trying to put LGBT children in different schools from the non-LGBT kids, and to me that was not right. People should learn to live with different people. That is how we learn how to agree to disagree and agree to agree. The only way is through living with different people. People have different tastes, different cuisines, different character traits, different psychological traits, and it's good and it's working. And very many school systems are diversifying their religious sector, and they are also now sexually diversifying. You don't stop a kid who is trans. You don't injure gay people. You let gay people be, gay children be, and all of that stuff. Yeah. So that is the thing that we need to understand, that people are different. we should not have the thought that all of us are cows. Therefore, if you look like a lion or like a cheetah, you are bad. No. We are all different. Even nature, there is different animals. The animal kingdom is so diverse, it hurts. Yes, it hurts, just like the truth. It's so diverse. Animals do different things. Even how they reproduce, how they live, how they respond to life, what they eat is so diverse. And that's the same with humanity. We are so diverse. So we, being higher animals, we should now learn how to live with those differences. Can you imagine? It is a shame and a joke that animals that are, very diverse, you don't even hear of wars, the World War I between the animals. Of course, we know lions eat other animals, which is a sad thing. I don't know why it happened that way, that they had to be eating others to survive. And and then also you have the chicken, they also eat the insects. So basically it's also a very bloody world in the animal kingdom, but it's not as bad as what we have in this human species, where we are a species. We're not even different genesis. If you know your biological taxonomy, whereby we have the genus and then we end with the species. We are just one species, but we don't even get along. When you hear someone is trans, it's like, oh my God, what is this I've heard? And yeah, we need to take it easy and just chill and say, wow, okay, you're different, fine. I don't understand you, but I'll tolerate you. I'll try and live with you. And I know I may not agree with you in everything, but I'll try and live with you. And that's what is supposed to be inculcated in the family setup, that you should learn to live with everybody harmoniously and understand everybody harmoniously. So, that's how you can relate with your family member who is not LGBT, and let them be. I mean, if you're a family member who is not LGBT, let your LGBT person be. Let them be. Yes, don't hold back. I know it's very strenuous to maybe a parent or a sibling who sees his LGBT sibling, you know, doing different things, like you just find one time, if it's a trans, he wears a dress and he's like, oh my god, what have you done? And you see, I like remember what happened to Lewis Hamilton when he had to talk about his nephew who wore the princess dress, and he said, those dresses are not for boys, something in that line. And of course he apologized, which is good, and we understand where he was coming from. It was just a slip of the tongue anyway, but it was a big slip of the tongue in the sense that he gave his opinion, and for trans people it is not an issue. So anyway, we can talk. You see, that's another family relationship which was